Yeah, we've had a lot of drivers kind of showing up to some of the hosted races. I got to give a huge shout out to the driver you just mentioned earlier, Gabe Butler. He's been putting on a lot of hosted races, doing a lot of the admin duties, and yeah, we're just trying to get the name out there for the league. I say that we've had some really good interest, and yeah, we had a couple races where we actually maxed out the server, so we had to bump it up to the 60, share some pit stalls, and had a couple races where we had more than 40 drivers in the field. So it got a little chaotic at times, but it's been really good. We've got as always a great core group of drivers, which is pretty much who we have here tonight. And yeah, tonight's gonna be fun. I say it's iRacing Super Speedway. You get to go about 2:30 if you hit the draft right. A very difficult pit entry and exit, so it's gonna be challenging. But I say, like I said, with the core group that we have here tonight, I think this is gonna be kind of the Area 51 racing we're used to seeing here with really good hard racing, but also clean racing. So but yeah, fuel mileage is going to come into play, I think, kind of because this is again, it's a bit of an unknown with how far you can go at this track versus a Daytona Talladega. So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a ton of fun. Oh, definitely. Yeah, always love to have some interest with the league still. And yeah, so basically right now the plan is to have I believe one more week of racing before the Christmas break. So we'll be racing on Sunday night with the next gen Super Speedway series, Tuesday night with the Indy, and then finishing it back up over here on Thursday before Christmas break again at Atlanta. And then we'll kick off the 2023 season one. We'll start the second week of January 8th, I believe it was, if my calendar was correct. Yeah, January 8th. And then again, then the 10th, and then the 12th. So basically, yeah, the Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday schedules. So yeah, so it's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's say we do have a great group of drivers. We're working on the website. We have a Discord, so website area51iracing.com. Of course, also can search for it on the iRacing members webpage. Look for the leagues, and you'll find us there. And yeah, definitely, if you're interested, just hit us up 2 nights a week, Super Speedways, Sunday trucks, sorry, Sunday next gen, Thursday trucks, and then the Dark Horse Area 51 IndyCar series on Tuesday nights. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. 12 weeks of racing. The first season gonna finish up right before the Easter break, and we'll have a couple weeks off again before we get into the second season. So yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Definitely really thankful to have all these guys over here. Oh yeah, anytime, Maxwell. Yeah, I appreciate you hopping on and being a part of this as always. Let's say, like you said, we're gonna shake some rust off on the trucks, rust off the drivers, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So yeah, good luck, you guys.
All right, back just in time for the pace truck to pull off. Going to restart here on lap 9 of 75. Green flag is back in the air. Charles Johnson is your leader. Kevin Freeze there in second, but Bud Steele linked up with his teammate there in the third position. Going to continue to move on forward here. Big lead there so far for Charles Johnson, but now we've got Gabe Butler and Kevin Freeze on that outside lane. We're going to have to see if Team Bootnocker can get a big run, and there it is. Huge momentum off of the corner, and they've got Robert Jordan there running up front with him. Nice to see him up at the front of the pack, and those two will clear and bring themselves down to that bottom lane to continue leading. So a power move by Team Bootnocker Esports there to get their drivers 1-2 very early on, but still we see those big bumps coming out of the corners. As these guys rocket down the front stretch, gonna see them head off into turn 1. Still side by side. The 510 though of Sanchez running up there with Dean Wilkinson in the 55. And man, we talk about those paint jobs. There's one you hardly can't miss. Dean there with some bright red wheels shining up the racetrack, and that white truck is catching a lot of attention. But boy, looks like he took ugly Christmas sweater to a whole new level with that truck. That lime green on it. I'm not a big neon colored fan, folks, and that lime green truck is a little bit on the ugly side, but that was the point here tonight. So see some of these guys a little bit 3 wide, but all in all, not seeing the crazy racing we thought we would see so far. Just trying to see how these truckers are heading into the corners. They're pretty tame right now, but definitely moving all over the place. We see back in the pack a little bit. See if we can get back here with some of these drivers. The 19 there of Donald Sadusky, he's one of the drivers that was a part of that last yellow, but he is not wasting any time. He wants to go 3 wide, and Eric Laurie looks to want to go with him. But I don't know what momentum they would have up top with just 2 drivers. But as we focus mid-pack, we can really see how those trucks shoot up in the middle of the corners. These transitions so rough sometimes, and at the speed you're running, it is absolutely insane. So I want to see if we can kind of do a little something here. Let's see, what am I looking for? I cannot find the button I want. There it is. So let's see if we can ride on board here and just see what kind of speeds they're running. And there it is, 233 miles an hour in this big pack. That is some insane speed, and even going off in the corners, he went by himself. Oh, and there's contact there. As we're riding on board, losing a ton of time, is the 19. Definitely big contact, and Guile Brooks there to pick him up. But will they have enough speed? Look at the speed difference now, 215, 216, and you go up here to some of these front guys, and they're already running in the 220s. I'm not quite sure that they're going to be able to pick this draft back up right now. Gonna have to see once again from the nose view here, and you can see just how far they are. They might still have a draft, and maybe some guys are coming back to pick them up a little bit, knowing this is no points on the line and just a fun race. Or maybe those guys lost the draft as well, but it looks like they will combine into a pack of 4 cars to be able to run here tonight. So we'll have to keep an eye on them and see if they can catch back up. But for now, the action is heating up front as Kevin Freeze has got a challenge for the lead from Richard Sanchez there in the 510. And he is also supporting a special U.S. Air Force Christmas paint tonight, and working there with Dean Wilkinson in the 55 to try to get his way up there to the front. And if we know anything from Area 51, we know Dean Wilkinson is a guy that you would love to have on the back bumper, giving you a big push here in these Superspeedway races. But fans, if you can't tell, iRacing Superspeedway provides an entirely different challenge here tonight. So these guys are roaring past the start-finish line, making laps here. And again, if this starts to string out into a green flag run, we're going to have to watch for pit stops here. These guys pitted under that yellow at lap 6. That should theoretically put them, I would say, close to lap 26 or 27 on when they would have to come down pit road. But time will tell, because those guys in the back, they're having to burn a lot of fuel just to catch up. Some of the guys mid-pack are really just saving, and these guys up front, they're saving nothing. They are going hard 100% of the time to try to get where they need to go here. So as we ride on board with Kevin Freeze, let's look at another interesting camera angle, and let's look out the gearbox here of Kevin Freeze and see if we can't show you what he's seeing out the back here tonight. And let me tell you, it is crazy what he's having to deal with here tonight. Look at just all of that pack just coming right at him. And let's see if we can see the big movements there. You see a big push from Gabe Butler, but watch as they go in the corner. Watch a lot of these guys really snake up. The straightaways are so long here, but the big banking, look, you see one hit the apron, and you just see these guys start snaking all over the place. But look at the advantage the inside lane has whenever they're running like this. And we see that pack in the back, kind of on their own. I don't think they're going to quite have the speed they need. If we see once more time what these guys are running up front, almost 228 miles an hour into the corner, running about 222 through the corner. Let's go back here with some of these guys that were in the thick of it back here. And just now on the straightaway is Guile Brooks getting to 222 and all of that. So, got Chris Matthews back here in the 20 truck, and that is the one that is the sim stamp number. Here we go. Got it figured out. The 92 is actually the 20 here in the race. Only able to do 220 on the exit of the corner, probably 217 down in it, while these guys are almost 230 going into turn 1. They are definitely going to lose the draft, and a big move up the track by that 74 of Robert Jordan, having a hard time hanging on to that truck right now. Going to have to keep an eye on him. I know after the last race, saw him talking about maybe a glitch going on into the corners there, but it's just this track is so demanding on suspension and tire wear that these trucks can really just shoot right up the track. So definitely going to have to keep an eye on that for sure. As these tires wear, these trucks are only going to handle worse and worse throughout the event as well. And as we talk about that, we see that we're starting to settle maybe into a green flag run here. Don't want to jinx anything just yet. But man, look at those big transitions. Another shoot up the hill for both the 74 and the 071. But as we kind of go through here, why don't we do this as the action seems to be settling down for just a minute. Let's go through the field. And weirdly enough, I'm going to go ahead and pull the interview camera up just so we can see some of the different paint jobs that we have running here tonight. So right here, first and foremost, we've got Kevin Freeze there in the 25. Doesn't look like a fancy paint for him. Seems like that's the defending champ's paint job there. Gabe Butler, though, look at the nice fancy colors. Deck the halls. Got all kinds of ribbons on the front of it. I know on the back he's got ribbons and just different Christmas items galore on it. There's the 510 with the snowflakes, right? And the Christmas lights dangling. Such a beautiful paint there. Gary Jenkins, they're running just the Ford livery there. Dean Wilkinson, though, look at this one. Got all kinds of different Christmas things on here and just kind of thrown all together. Gotta love it. Charles Johnson rocking the classic Coca-Cola Santa commercials there, right? Got the original Santa and just looking good there. And his teammate Bud Steele with Hostess snowballs, trying to use those as some nice holiday cheer. Bob Fitzgerald kind of running just a blank livery here tonight. Robert Jordan kind of running a similar livery to what he had, giving the salute to the red, white, and blue here tonight. Eric Laurie with the original John Deere colors we're used to seeing. Jack Walls, though, look at this one. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, such a classic paint for this truck. Randy out here running another Grinch one, but kind of the classic cartoon one, right? A little bit different on that one. Todd Siebel's kind of running just the iRacing Flame paint. Robert Rock, though, look at this, all snowed up, covering up its sponsors and everything, with a nice message for you viewers out there tonight to have a very Merry Christmas. Chris Matthews here coming in for a quick race here tonight. Got some leak paint on there, it looks like. Randy Miner changing it up a little bit with the U.S. Army salute, looks like this season. Brandon Briggs with the Rowdy Energy paint. Kyle Brooks wanted to showcase this one tonight. He went full ugly sweater here, and I think he could definitely win that one. Josh Laston running this closed circuit paint. Nice to have him here tonight. Carl running the Fire Dog sponsorship. And finally, Donald Sadusky with his salute to his late son there, Ryan Sadusky. So as we've got to see all of these beautiful paints, we'll get back to the action here. Just didn't want to leave any of those out here. Didn't miss much. These guys running under the green flag still starting to get single file. Just a couple of guys in that outside lane, but other than that, it's a perfect time. And here they go as I say it. Going to get completely single file because remember they pitted around lap 6 and here we are on lap 23 and we've got Team Bootknocker guys 1, 2, and 3 here. The 90 getting room there behind Gabe Butler and in front of Charles Johnson. So I don't know if that lap 6 caution was a huge benefactor. I haven't had a chance to crunch the fuel numbers just yet. But anytime you can pit under the yellow is going to be good for you here. So definitely being able to go to lap maybe 26 or even 27 should be able to set you up for just a couple more stops to be ran after this. And when we thought they might have to get a splash of fuel there toward the end, maybe they can stretch this out now and make it run on just a couple more stops. Could some of these teams actually take a stop away that they were going to have under green? We'll have to find out. But as we get ready to start lap 25, we're going to have to talk about one specific thing here, and that's going to be the entry to pit road. And it looks like we actually have a couple cars here coming down pit road. Actually missed that there in all the action. Here they come, and this pit entry is so tough to get down. But these guys pitting a little early. I don't know if there's any particular strategy or if they think they can get out ahead of some of these others doing this. But here they are definitely making sure they get the pit stops in. And I heard drivers complaining that you could easily go a lap down here. And as we see these guys on the back stretch, it could easily happen. But I would suspect that we're going to see the likes of Kevin Freeze, Gabe Butler, Gary Jenkins, Bob Fitzgerald, and Eric Laurie coming down pit road right now. And oh, the leader has wrecked onto pit road, and we talked about it. Huge contact for Kevin Freeze there going into pit road, and it's a melee down here. Multiple cars wrecked, and no yellow for it. Wow, what incredible action we just saw here. That was huge. We were just getting ready to talk about how dangerous pit road could be, and definitely bit our race leader and defending champion. My oh my, we are going to have to go back here in just a moment and see that. Luckily, these drivers do have faster pairs here tonight, but that is definitely going to put Kevin Freeze, Gabe Butler and company in some big trouble. Gabe's going to get out okay, but he's going to be by himself now. Team strategy is definitely out the door as we had a pile up coming into pit road. And folks, I'm surprised that that 25 truck sitting out there did not get a caution brought out for that. That is insane. But now we got to watch the battle for the lead here, as we're going to see that second pack of trucks probably have some big momentum now. Here it is, Robert Rock coming with a full head of steam with Bud Steele, and I think they're easily going to catch and pass Gabe Butler there in the 88, and look how spread out our field is now because of that incident. Wow, they're going to easily sneak by there, and Robert Rock's going to start getting some laps led here in the race tonight. We see Todd Siebel's worked his way all the way to third, and we've lost quite a few cars in this pack. We see a couple more now starting to make their way down pit road, and I don't think that's going to be the race-winning moves here all by himself, but he did stay out of trouble. We'll see how that works. But up front, it is Robert Rock and Bud Steele. Team Bootknocker has been dethroned, and Gabe Butler has actually fell all the way back to the 7th position. We see a small pack forming up here, and we don't know if running side by side is helpful or hurtful here. We know with some trucks it actually helps. Gabe Butler, though, actually, believe it or not, running some good lap time right there. He was in the corner staying right with him, but now slowly, I think, getting out of that draft, starting to lose just little bits of time here. He's trying to sniff it, but I'm afraid it might be just too late for that 88 truck as he is starting to fall now 1.5 seconds off of Jack Walls. Or no, off of the leader, actually. So, definitely an interesting turn of events. Kevin Freeze, though, after wrecking, finds himself in the 9th position here. Only 13 seconds back of the leader. And I don't know for y'all, but that is surprising to me that a truck would wreck that hard, come to a complete stop, have to fire it back up, drive down pit road and get a fast repair, and still be in contention that much. We thought he might even go a lap down, but he's only 13 seconds back. But in this pack he's in, he's losing a whole lot of time here. And that is not the way our defending champion wanted his race to go here tonight. Had a commanding lead and pit road bit him. So speaking of that, while the action's a little bit calm here and spread out, let's see if we can go back and see what exactly happened to Kevin Freeze here. So we see that they're getting ready to come down pit road. All these drivers are planning to come here, and they come through the corner. It looks like iRacing's picked this yellow flag up really early. These guys all coming, and it just, the transition maybe off the banking. Yeah, nobody touched him. It was just the transition off the banking there. Got him to hit the wall hard. And as we look at this, Gabe Butler narrowly misses that. But we see the 08 of Bob Fitzgerald does get tagged. And when we look at the 08 there of Bob Fitzgerald, he's going to go and hit the wall hard. Gabe Butler drifting into the pits and just narrowly missing that as well. And hitting the barrels, just going to bring a big amount of things going on here. Couple of different trucks just having an awful go with pit road there. But all these drivers seem to make it through okay, and we're going to go back live to the action here. But definitely not the race Gabe Butler was looking for at all. So now as we go up front, though, we have had some different things shake up. Robert Rock no longer leading this race. It's going to be the 55 of Dean Wilkinson that's deciding to lead this event, with Charles Johnson moving his way up to second place. Robert Rock in third, Bud Steele fourth, and Todd Siebel's your top 5 here. Running through the rest of your top 10 just to give an update. Jack Walls in his return here in the 6th spot. Gabe Butler 7th, but still now falling like a rock with lap time already 9 seconds back. 8th place is Randy Schweitzer. 9th is Kevin Freeze, and Gary Jenkins there rounds out your top 10. And we only have 16 trucks on the lead lap, and I don't think it's going to be too long here. Yeah, before Eric Laurie, a big contender here tonight, goes a lap down. So, folks there at home in the chat, give us your thoughts. Tell us what you think of the race so far. and tell us if there's anything that surprised you, because I'll say this, the big surprise here tonight was that wreck onto pit road by Kevin Freeze, just kind of spinning by himself and causing a big traffic jam that didn't bring out a yellow. So as we watch these truckers go by, we're going to see if we can't do a little bit of action here, and I may not be able to. Let's see. Yes, we're going to try to sit here and let you hear the roar of these engines as they've packed up before we go to the next pit stops. Let's see if we can't crank it up. All right, folks, back at it here. Those trucks roaring around the racetrack, and now up in the booth. Had someone come and join us here tonight. If you were a part of Area 51 or seen anything, you would know who Mr. Matt Wagner is. He commentates with Guile Brooks quite a bit, is the main admin over there for the Tuesday night IndyCar series, and he's here tonight to kind of help call some of this action. Matt, welcome to the booth here tonight. You said you've been watching some of this race. What have you seen so far?
Oh, so far I've seen mistakes, mistakes and more mistakes. And like I said, I'll say it again and I'll say it before. It's same as the IndyCar series. One mistake here is going to cost you seconds. And it depends how these guys are going to work the draft together. You got to have friends out there. I've been watching Kevin Freeze. He's only been able to make up about 1 second up here in the last like 3 or 4 laps, and it looks like it's starting to break up now because it looks like Gabe Butler is pushing Gary Jenkins down the backstretch.
Absolutely. After that wreck, we found Kevin Freeze back here in the thick of things, but as that pack got bigger, I almost think it slowed them down a little bit, Wagner, because we've seen multiple times where these guys in smaller packs can actually make more speed than the bigger pack. But as we say that, watching the time coming down from 14.5 seconds down to 14.2, these guys are slowly reeling them in.
We're down to 13.5 now. They made up at least a second. Gabe Butler is pushing for his life right now. They're making up some time there, buddy.
Absolutely. They are trying to haul the mail here tonight and almost making a 4-car breakaway here, Matt, as you see this action on track. They are definitely making their way around. You've got the 90 there of Gary Jenkins, the 88 of Gabe Butler, 101 of, I just lost the name, Randy Minor, and then the 25 of Freeze making a 4-car breakaway, and they're almost, what would you say, about 8/10 a lap they're trying to make up, if not more, almost a second?
At least, yes. I'm looking at Gabe Butler's last lap time was 46.8. The leader, Dean Wilkinson, is running a 47.7. So that's about 9/10 a lap. That is hauling the mail. And these boys up front better do something or they're going to catch them really quick.
Absolutely. A 6 Well, actually, a few more cars have tagged onto this front pack, and you've got some lapped cars in here too. Possibly, maybe, Matt, these lap cars could be slowing this line down.
Oh, we got pit stops.
Oh, pit stops already here, and this seems really early based on what we've seen, but here they come down pit road. Some of the guys mid-pack here. Looks like we got Carl Henderson, Josh Last, Brooks, and Matt, if you haven't got to see it yet, look at that ugly 71 truck. He said he was going to win the prize here tonight. What do you think?
Hey, that's the guy who signs my paycheck. But
same here.
but I can't doubt the man. He's been awfully good to me, and I really do appreciate him. He's the one who actually helped me set up my computer and all that stuff, and tell me what monitors to buy for my new setup. And I really do appreciate him. I really do.
Absolutely. We see these drivers as they come off pit road. They're already going a lap down here. Dean Wilkinson has put on a turret pace here tonight, especially after those pit stops. So guys pitting the first round of green flag stops really got separated with that big wreck with Kevin Freeze. A lot of 2-car packs and single-car packs when there was one big lead pack that kind of was able to break away. But now these guys, what do you think the strategy might be here for Dean Wilkinson in the 55, Charles Johnson in the 9, and Robert Rock there in the 171? I mean, they got a lap truck in front of them, but they don't want to pass him. You think maybe they're slowing down because they were trying to save a little fuel while they had the gap?
It could be possibly that, or I couldn't see who that lap car was, and if I can't make it out right now, hang on 1 second. Who was that? Charles? That is a teammate. That is Richard A. Sanchez. They're trying to help him stay on the lead lap. I just don't know. But I think really Richard is slowing them guys down, and it's really cost them at least 9/10 a lap. Because right now I'm looking at my timing and scoring. Gary Jenkins, the leader of that pack, with Gabe Butler is pushing. They are now in the single digits. Now they are 9.3 seconds and closing really fast.
Oh, and here come the leaders coming down pit road. Quick move. Big transitions here and trying to get down to speed. Oh, Dean had to hit the brakes and really slow down. Hopefully he didn't speed there. Look how slow he is going. Losing a lot of positions on pit road.
I'm seeing a black flag for Mr. Wilkinson.
Oh,
tough break for Dean.
And you know, Matt, this pit road has got to be one of the harder ones to get on. You're doing 225 miles an hour through these corners in a big pack, and you've got to get this thing, down to 70, I believe it is?
I believe so. I think the last time here, I think it was like 65 miles an hour. Don't hold me to it.
65 miles an hour, still a slow pace compared to 220 for sure. So there's that black flag having to serve that penalty. But up front, look who it is. They're going to stay out another lap. It's going to be the 90 of Gary Jenkins, the 88 of Gabe Butler, the 25 of Kevin Freeze. Coming to the stripe now, and they are trying to stay in a 3-car pack. And Matt, I don't know how many races you saw last season, but we saw quite a few with these trucks. If you got 3 cars like this that were really, really fast, they could break away from a pack of 15.
Yes, they can. As long as these trucks stay tightly close together and they can take the air off that rear spoiler, they'll be able to haul the mail, as you would say. Looks like they're trading. Looks like they're coming down pit road.
Possibly trying to get in line, maybe to maximize their pit stalls where they qualified. Maybe, possibly. Here they come.
Down. 2 of them. Nope, 3 of them. Okay, never mind.
Just giving plenty of room, and I bet you Kevin Freeze doesn't make that mistake again. A lot better entry to pit road there as they come down, and this is where I'm interested to see these guys just in a 3-car pack. What kind of time can they make? Robert Rock there in 4th position, currently 41 seconds back. But you know these guys are going to start gaining a lot of time here. And I'm shocked that we haven't already seen the time coming way down there for Robert Rock, unless my iRacing Live timing is just not updating well.
Yep. Now, just to see after this pit cycle, if they come back around, we're going to look at the lap time and see how close these guys are.
Wow, that seemed like a really short pit stop, maybe? Was it fuel only, looks like, for these guys? And I'm not able to see Robert. There he is. Robert Rock showing up finally. iRacing Live Timing being a little slow here tonight, but definitely going to be able to make that move and pull away. And now they're in a smaller pack. So now what I'm thinking is they don't have the guys that were slowing them down in front of them. Robert Rock has pulled that pit strategy off. Dean Wilkinson had the black flag. And the 510 of Richard Sanchez looks like he also had a little issues. He's currently a lap down. So now with those guys out of the way, do you think this front pack can maybe start to pull? It looks like they're getting back to at least that 9-second gap that they had before, but it's continuing to grow here, Matt. Already 9.5, climbing to 10 quick.
Yeah, because they're not really organized right now at this moment, but they will be here in about a lap or two. Yep, here they come. They're real organized now. Now we're going to see the lap times tick off. I'm interested to see what the leader's lap time now that we got that lap car out of the way.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought here, Matt, trying to see what these guys do. But you see them really moving up the track a little bit and then bringing it down, trying to get a big arc here at iRacing Superspeedway. The way this track is laid out, though, Matt, do you think these trucks are gaining an advantage moving up a second lane there on the backstretch? Or is it really just kind of wasting time to try to arc that car into the corner? Because you see on the front stretch, they don't move up near as much.
No, I really think the bottom is the best way to go. But even though I've tried the second lane here with these guys before in the trucks, it seemed like a little bit slower. The banking here is so steep here. Of course, it's a fantasy track. You know, this is not a real race track. So, wow, it's I don't know what to say. It's a weird track. These cars going, trucks going, what, 220, 230 miles an hour? That's insane amount of speed. Of course, you're going to scrub off speed when you're running down toward the bottom. Right now, I'm tracking Gabe Butt, Kevin Freeze going about 225 going down the backstretch.
Absolutely. Got it up here on the screen for you guys. Watching them down the front stretch. Just a pack of 3 cars, but it's so tightly knit. Look at them getting ready to go into turn 1. 229 miles an hour. Folks, they're running the same speed that the pack of 15 cars ran here at the start of the event. And that just amazes me that you can get 1 or 2 guys to be able to get together and actually run that kind of speed in these trucks here tonight. And they are slowly starting to make up that time. It's not as big of a gain as it was last time. Right,
because I had Richard Sanchez right in front of them. So now with the 3 of them now all bunched up together now they're well more organized. Now we'll see the lap times really gain here. The last time by, they were about 5/10 quicker than Robert Rock, Charles Johnson, Jack Walls, and all them.
And it just still begs the question, though, if there's some kind of fuel game going on. Because we had our first yellow and our only yellow there on lap 5. These drivers pitted on lap 6. So, you know, in a 75-lap race, that could change things up a little bit. Maybe these guys up front, I don't know that they're saving fuel, but we know Gabe Butler and Kevin Freeze love to do that, but they're in no position to do it right now. No, and, I mean, they're gaining time, but as I watch the ticker here on screen, I mean, 10.4, they're not gaining just a ton of time right now to even get maybe 2 or 3 seconds made up over the course of this entire run. I mean, they're going to have to spend the rest of their race, if it goes green, running hard the whole time. Maybe these front runners are able to save a little bit more fuel to maybe shorten up that last pit stop. You think maybe that's the strategy they're going for up front?
You saw last time when these guys pitted, they took no tires. I expect him to do the same thing, or maybe just take left sides only and just a little, or maybe just a splash of fuel. You never know. These guys have mixed up strategies, and Gabe Butler usually comes out on top, as we see in previous races. You know, you've seen it.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, he's just incredible behind these trucks, and we'll see, man. I really think they'll go now for the splash of fuel only. I really think.
And now we come back to the front of the field. We were talking about Gabe and them, but look at the mess that Robert Rock is in right now. Lap trucks behind him, lap trucks in front of him. But those 2 lap trucks in front have no shortage of speed here. Eric Laurie And also Donald Sadusky. I've raced with Donald a lot, and Matt, I know you have too. That guy is aggressive, but he's fast as well. I mean, a lot of speed in that 19 truck.
Yeah, I raced with Donald a lot. He's a great dude. I had a chance to interview him one time, and I hope he comes to the Superspeedways on Sunday nights. I would look forward to hearing him again.
Absolutely, and this pack, Dean Wilkinson's starting to move to the outside of it, and all these lap trucks and all these things going on, look what it's doing there in timing and scoring. It's really messing with the run that Robert and Charles and Jack had here. They're lost a little bit, now 9.8 to Gabe Butler, back to the single digits, so still not gaining, but maybe a couple tenths a lap, but it's really starting to show up where these lap trucks are kind of getting in the way.
Right, and there's pretty much nothing you can do. It's just their race. You got to fight to stay on the lead lap, and I don't blame those guys for doing such a sort. But it is what it is. You've seen it, right?
Absolutely.
It's like a regular race, like Dover. You want to stay on the lead lap, got to fight for it.
Absolutely, and we just saw it here, folks, on the ticker. 24 laps to go. I don't know about you, Matt, but when I see this ticker change from how many laps we've made to how many laps there are left, that's when the intensity seems to pick up. These drivers, it's almost like they sense that, and they know that things are getting ready to change, things are getting ready to happen, and moves are about to have to be made. And honestly, I'm still estimating this fuel window is right around the 20-lap mark. Seems to be the magic number. Maybe 19 to 20 laps is what these drivers can make. And with 24 to go, we could be looking at pit stops. And I guess the question, Matt, would be, can you take just one can and make it, or is it going to take that second can? Because we know in these super speedways that if you can only take one can, you can definitely make a lot of time up.
Kevin Friese told me the little trick about that one can of fuel. I think it's about a half a second before they trade it off, before they refuel the second can, because it takes so long. That half a second means a lot on the racetrack. Excuse me.
Especially here at the iRacing Superspeedway with the speeds we're running. A half second on pit road could be probably 2 or more seconds on track. And we see the move, though, get made by Robert Rock to get around those lap trucks, cycling them all the way back to 5th and 6th in this line. But your top 4 here, Robert Rock, Charles Johnson, Jack Walls, and Bud Steele, definitely rocking this top 4. And Matt, you know this even better than me. I've been around the league for a while, but you've been here even longer. Seeing Charles Johnson, Jack Walls, and Bud Steele all lined up together just brings back some old memories, doesn't it? Some of the original creators and runners here of Area 51.
Area 51, yes, sir. I'm kind of a newbie. I've been here. I got here on the 3rd or 4th season, but I've got to know these guys for a very long time, and it's kind of grown on me. That's how I met Jim, and the rest is just history.
Absolutely. These guys kind of pioneers of the league. But speaking of Jim, still wishing well wishes to him, hearing he's doing a lot better. Glad to hear that, and hope to see you out on track here soon, Jim. Hope you're watching here tonight and watching this action as some of your best friends here are running up front in contention for a win here at iRacing Superspeedway. And, is it crazy to say that we can't believe that we're not talking right now about Gabe Butler, Kevin Friese, and Gary Jenkins leading this thing and dominating the laps? I mean, look at the one pit stop that changed everything, right?
Yeah. By the way, my good friend, I'm looking at the time behind now. We are just under 9 seconds now. Those guys are just hauling right now. They're 8.9 seconds behind. But Robert Rock, Charles Johnson had picked up their lap times. Speaking of that, they lost about a half second the last time around.
Absolutely losing a little bit of time, but there's pit stops yet to go. But I still say at this pace, if they can come down pit road here in the next lap or two and get back together and keep Gabe and them separated a little bit, I think they have a chance to defend with a 9-second lead and keep the racing among themselves. But I definitely wouldn't be doing any major racing up front until about the last 5 laps, until I ensured that those other guys were too far back to catch up.
We got pit stops. We got pit stops.
Pit stops from the back
Kyle
here.
Brooks, the 09 of Josh Laston, and looks like the 20 of Carl Henderson.
Yep, we've got even more drivers coming by. These guys staying out another lap, but definitely the strategy here with Kyle Brooks, Josh Laston, and Carl Henderson, and they all pull out together in sync. So this could be really good for these guys. They feel like they're in their fuel window to make it the rest of the way. Shocked to not see some of the front runners pull this strategy, but I guarantee you now that that's been started, the floodgates will open.
Yeah, they went about, looks like 17, 18 laps on the run. And Robert Rocket are about 16 laps on the run. So you might see him, not this time, but the next time round.
And there comes one truck there, Chris Matthews going for a ride, it looks like.
Oh, boy.
Man, he saved it. Did you see that truck wiggling on entry?
Wow. Oh, my goodness gracious.
But he's all by himself here, and that's not going to work very well, Matt. Not at this big a track.
But the good thing is he didn't speed.
Absolutely. Did not speed, but back up front where the action is. These guys all single file. You know it's just a chess match. Are they maybe planning to go an extra lap or two for a green-white checkered, where some of the other guys were planning on this thing going green the rest of the way?
Right now, I'm focused right on the leaders. They are on run number 17. Yep, they are. I heard they're calling the radio. They are coming right now.
Here they come down pit road. All coming in. Who speeds and who gets it down to speed? Lock up big time. The 171 almost hits the inside pit wall and saves it. Man, I'll leave it to you to see if you see any penalty there, but man, if he saved that.
That was just luck. Wow.
What a move. What possibly maybe a race-winning move it could be for Robert Rock in the 171 as he does hit his stall, does not slide through. That'll be good for him. But, man, talk about maximizing pit road.
It looks like, yep, he just took right sides only, and he's off and away.
There we go, and we also see Kevin Freeze and bunch coming down too. This is going to be the big race for the win here. Todd Siebels looks like he's going to come out of pit road in the first position, and that's a heck of a pit stop right in front of Robert Rock. But with 17 to go, the race is about to be on, because at this point, these guys can go all the way on fuel. There is no saving. It's just going hard from here on out.
Right now, I'm looking at those trucks, those three trucks that came off pit road, and they're a little bit disorganized, like as we saw last time there. And they lost about a second, maybe 2 seconds trying to get sorted back out again, but we'll see.
Absolutely. I just noticed that Gabe Butler and them lost about a half second. They were right at the 8-second mark when they came down pit road. Now 8.5 back of the leaders. And that's kind of been their Achilles heel here tonight. But the good thing we run some of these preseason races, right?
Oh, nope. They're about to catch, it looks like 2 cars here, and I think they let Gary Jenkins off of the dust now.
They can't wait up any longer. It is go time, and you've got 2 people that are more comfortable pushing each other than probably anyone else in this field here tonight. Kevin Freeze right where he wants to be, pushing that 88, but we know at the end of this thing he's going to want to get around him. But here they go, trying to get around a couple other trucks here. Definitely going to try to get by that 55 and that 20.
They are hauling.
Absolutely brought the gap down to 7.5 seconds. But as we look up front,
they are catching some draft here with some of these lap traffic here. That's really going to help them guys. But I don't know. They're running out of time there, Max.
Absolutely running out of time. Can they do it? We'll have to find out as these laps wind down. Just 15 laps to go, and Bud Steele did not get the line he wanted. You know, we see this a lot, Matt. These guys go off into this corner, and they just shoot up the hill. And do you think it's just guys underestimating the corner or the grip in the trucks with the speed they're trying to run?
It's more like anticipating the corner. When you go and make your corner, you pretty much want to start turning in early so you can keep that truck down as much as you can. Because if you turn in late, you're going to go right up the track as you see the last lap with Robert Rock there. It's like I said, this track is a whole different animal. We're going to see it a lot here this season.
Absolutely. Can't wait. Looking forward to this season, Matt. I guess it's a good time to say that we're adding a couple of different tracks here, as you can see, to the Superspeedway Truck Series this season. Not only will we be at the infamous Daytona International Speedway and Talladega Superspeedway, but we're also going to bring these trucks to iRacing Superspeedway and the newly repaved Atlanta Motor Speedway, since it races like a plate race, opening our options here, broadening our horizons. And you know, some of these other tracks could be wild cards there, Matt, when we start talking about championship here in the new year. You know, I'm not wanting to talk about it now. Y'all know I'm a points guy, but
Yeah, I
you
know
got to think about it. These guys, they're going to really have a challenge on their hands because they've been so used to the two plate tracks. Now they've got these other two that are kind of wild cards. Because look at Gabe Butler and company. I mean, they're 7 seconds off. Who would have expected that?
Things are about to change here. I am now looking at Eric Laurie has caught up to Kevin Freese and Gabe Butler. Now there's 3 team cars tightly together now. Now you'll see the lap times pick up here tremendously.
Absolutely. These guys run so many plate races together. It's unreal. They are so fast as a team, and just like you said, and they've even got a couple trucks trailing them. Now, I don't know if that's going to help or hurt. We've seen sometimes the bigger pack ends up running slower lap times, and what if these guys start trying to race with Gabe and company? Could definitely destroy it, but for now, picking up some immense speed, 6.3 back and shortening up. This could come down to the wire here tonight. They might have time, Matt, to actually gain all 6 seconds back.
Well, you got 12 to go. It's you never know what can happen in these 12 laps. We've seen cautions come out. I think we have green white checkers in this. I believe so. Here on Green White Checker TV.
Oh, absolutely. That's our trademark, my friend. And let me tell you, we had quite a few races last season with them.
Boy, Eric Laurie hit the apron and almost lost it.
Big wiggle for Eric Laurie. But I'll tell you what, I've seen him save a lot of those before and keep trucking. But that's going to stall some momentum there maybe just for a minute. And yeah, watching timing and scoring kind of equaling out and actually losing just a little on this front stretch right now. But it ain't going to take them long probably to build that momentum back up, maybe a lap or so.
No, not long at all. Max, they are about 5.8 seconds now, and they have 11 laps to do it. And they do.
It's going to be close. And there's a difference in getting there and actually making the move. Because the big thing I'm watching here, Matt, from running these tracks, and I believe me and you might have ran this last race here at iRacing Superspeedway together. As far as the recruiting season has been going off camera, and I mean it's hard to make that outside lane work a lot of the times, and you know those front runners are really going to gang up and go to the bottom, and you know some of these guys behind Gabe Butler and company are going to try to go to the bottom to get their best finish they can get. So it's going to be an interesting strategy, but with just 10 laps to go, they're still 5 seconds back. But if they might get there, but I think it's going to be the white flag lap by the time they get there. And then it's going to be, do they have the time to do it? But wanting to see this run out till the end under green so we can see what's going on. Big wiggles there from the 25 and the 071 trying to follow.
The leaders have a little bit of bobble, and that's going to cost them some time.
Oh, big time. Timing and scoring changing a lot here. And we'll have to see what exactly is going on with these trucks. Now we're going to start watching the leaders with 9 laps to go. Lap traffic nicely getting out of the way here. And Todd Siebels, man, don't talk about him enough. Took a break from Area 51 last season. Looks like he's coming back ready to play yet again. And there's those guys in the back I talked about starting to race it up a little bit. Might slow him down. But real quick, Todd Siebels, man, talk about this driver and just how solid he is from where he started in Area 51 to how solid he runs now at these super speedways.
So, I've gotten to know Todd quite well. Todd usually likes to start in the back, as per usual, and kind of slowly, methodically makes his way through the field. He's kind of not tends to push it really hard, when he needs to, and just tries to keep a safe race. And that's what you need to do when you're points racing. You know all that well, Max. You know it.
Oh, I love calculating points, man. I love it. Whether I'm in the booth, on the track, love it, love it, love it. Think it makes such an interesting thing with these races. But with 8 to go, that gap is down to just 3.7 seconds.
Oh, my
And even though those guys were racing, let's look at them. It ain't going to be long. And actually, let's look here from this camera. You can see just how far back they are. What, maybe a half straightaway? It won't be long, and they'll start getting draft off these little cars slacking back here.
Wow. What a run. Like you said, Max, team effort. I can't say I. It's all team, dude.
Absolutely, and as they've added to this pack, I guess there is strength in numbers here tonight because a lot of these guys really running strong, and just it all about who really leads the line when you have a big pack, isn't it? If you've got guys that can really push hard, they can do well, but we'll have to see if this 510 and 74 maybe slow these guys down if they have to move up to the top, which it looks like they do. Only 2.5 seconds back right now with 7 to go. They can get there, but now as they go side by side here, you see the lines splitting up a little bit, and this could, I don't think it's going to like keep them from catching. They're still gaining, but it's going to slow down that big progress they were making here for just a minute.
Yeah, it ain't gonna really slow them down.
Oh, Eric Laurie with a big moment.
He had another bobble, like I said before.
How many of those can you get away with before you can't anymore?
If you're running side by side, you know that's death. That's just instant caution.
Absolutely.
Gotta hold your line. Gotta hold your line.
2 seconds back is the gap from Gabe Butler to our leader Todd Siebels, but you see they're side by side here a little bit, maybe starting to get back in line here. Nope, still. I'm just worried about Gabe having to run that outside, but it's like these leaders have just thrown the parachute out. You would think being single file they could pull.
Look at this. Look at this. It looks like Bud Steele is pushing Charles Johnson to the lead. Well, almost.
Maybe they're trying to get racy here with 5 to go. They saw the pack coming, knew there wasn't anything they could do, but they've got to block both lanes here. And here is a big move. Bud Steele in the 10, pushing the 9 of Charles Johnson teammates here, trying to get their way to the front. And they might even bring that 78 of Randy with them. Oh, he tries to come down, and Siebels is there.
Ooh, you got to be careful. Here they come.
And now the 78 with loss of momentum's got to deal with Gabe Butler and company. Oh, and there's a crash.
Oh,
big hit. Will that bring out the yellow?
I'm not seeing a yellow.
I believe we're going to stay green here.
You got to be kidding me.
I'm telling you, that's where our wreck was last time, and it went green. And here's the move. Gabe Butler to the bottom with Kevin Freeze. What a power move through all that. Through all the chaos, brings it right to the front with just 4 to go. Can Charles Johnson and Bud Steele respond?
I'm shocked there's no yellow.
Absolutely.
I'm stunned.
You should have seen the wreck with Kevin Freeze there, man. It should have come out with a car dead stop there and nothing. But here we go. Charles Johnson going to try to make that move again. Did Gabe and Kevin make it too early? And can someone else have a big bobble and cause a wreck here? We'll find out as it's 3 laps to go.
3 laps to go.
I'm getting jumpy here. It's getting antsy.
No, don't. You're fine. But what an incredible comeback. I can't say nothing. I'm speechless.
Absolutely, and I'm just curious to see here as the 9 and 10 stick with each other on this outside lane. Haven't had to push hard all day long. Kevin Freeze and Gabe Butler have had to. How are they going to be able to make this move? They're going to need help in that outside lane, and right now I just don't see it happening. But as we come out of turn 4, the side drafts are getting bigger. The pack is really spreading out, and it is 2 laps remaining here at iRacing Superspeedway. Matt, it's going to come down to the wire where we thought we were going to have single file. It's going to be a photo finish.
Wow. What a jump up by Robert Locke. About took out a couple of cars there. Got very careful. We got lap traffic coming there, Max.
Absolutely. It's going to be crazy. Down the backstretch we go. The numbers are on the inside lane, but the outside's got some powerful trucks up there. Some of your front runners all night long are in that lane, and you know someone like the 45 is not going to want to stay behind those two for very long. But coming through turn 4, will we stay green to finish this? Some cars not making it in time, wrecking on pit road. But here comes the white flag. It is 1 lap to go here tonight at iRacing Superspeedway.
I really think that lap traffic is going to have a factor. Maybe, maybe not.
Guile Brooks gets out the way, stays up top along with Donald Sadusky. It's not going to be a factor in that group. Let's see how the runs are down the back stretch. Big moves there in the back by Chris Matthews, but it looks like it's all up front here. Does the 9 have anything for the 88, Matt?
You got to keep pushing. You got to push hard. That's the only way you got a shot at it.
And but does Kevin make a move?
I don't think he's going to have a shot.
I don't think so. Looks like the domination of Team Bootknocker might continue. Big moves here. Kevin makes the move. Charles is going to split him here. And it's going to be Gabe Butler getting the win here tonight. Oh, and a wreck right at the end. Kevin Freeze was second place, and Charles Johnson will round out your top 3. Matt, what a finish to this race. Aren't you glad we got it on the schedule this season?
Well, I will say it again. He comes back from 15 seconds down to win this race. All under green. Good job there, Gabe Butler, Kevin Freeze. You guys worked together really well, and a well-deserved top 2 finish between you two.
Absolutely. They did a great job. What action. You see Chris Matthews coming up here to say congrats to Gabe Butler, hoping he don't have to do any more push-ups there. Made a deal last season that probably wasn't too good. Had to do like 50 or so push-ups. And, you know, I know for me, an old man like me, man, that wouldn't be very good. But Gabe Butler showing here that when the TV cameras are on, it's his time to shine. But look at the teammate coming up there with him to celebrate. So, Matt, that was exciting. Is that how you thought it was going to go down, or did you think the 9 and them might have had a chance?
I really think this 9 did not have a chance. They, like I said, like you said before, they haven't really pushed together all race long, and the 25 and the 88 have. So that's all experience, 100%.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of experience, Matt, I'm going to have you do me a favor, you Discord seasoned veteran you. Let's see if we can bring up our 3rd place finisher here and see if we can have a little chat with him.
All right. Let's see if I can find him. The number 9 of Charles Johnson. See if we can find him here. There he is.
All right, we've got your 3rd place finisher here tonight with Charles Johnson. Charles, walk us through your race here. Qualified well, was running up front for the majority of this thing, and then right at the end, you had those Team Bootknocker guys race their way up there and give you all a run. Tell us how your race went tonight.
Oh man, we worked together as a team there, TW Motorsports, and started doing some fuel calcs. Took 10.2 a couple times there to get us out ahead of everybody. But yeah, those boot knockers, boy, they were drafting. I tell you, that's impressive.
Yeah, I came in here late, but I've watched him come back from even worse stuff, and them boys together, they have had a lot of track time together, and it really pays off. Teamwork wins, as you saw.
Oh, absolutely, for sure. But hey, we'll give a shout out to TW, man. All of us run up front most of the night. Had a really good race there, so enjoyed it. What a fun race.
Absolutely. So, Charles, how do you feel about having iRacing Superspeedway back on the schedule for next season? And kind of give us a tidbit. I know sometimes you don't get to run a ton of these races, but what's next season maybe looking like for you? Are you going to be able to join the full season here and give these guys a run for their money? Or how's that looking?
I never get to run the full season. Work gets in the way of that, but I love racing with the boot knockers, Gabe and those guys. Kevin. They're very competitive, so I like to try to beat them when I can. And of course, our TW Motorsports team, we got a pretty good group of guys. So I think the TW will give them a run for their money this year for sure. And yeah, I'm glad that iRacing Superspeedway is back, man. It's a fun track to run on. And while I'm talking, I do want to give a shout out to Jim and just say hello. Hope you're doing good, my friend, man. I think about you every day and love you to death.
Yeah, absolutely. We had him run with us Tuesday night, and he sounds fit as a fiddle. And best wishes to him, there, Charles. Anyway, great run tonight, Charles. You got anything else to say? You want any sponsors and shout outs you'd like to do?
Yeah,
Besides that?
just would like to say thanks to Jack, which is one of our team members, for sponsoring the race tonight. Good guy, man, love him to death. And again, thank you for putting up some sponsorship money for tonight. Really enjoyed the race, man. It was a fun race. Hey, and thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast as well. You guys doing an awesome job week in and week out. So shout out to you guys as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Charles, and congrats on that third place finish. By the way, beautiful Christmas paint job tonight. I saw that and thought that was an amazing little throwback there to the old school Coca-Cola commercials. So it looked good out there, Charles. Go celebrate with your team.
Will do, man. Thank you guys so much.
Yep. Merry Christmas to you, Charles.
Yep. Merry Christmas and New Year's as well.
All right, that was your third place finisher, Charles Johnson. Now to bring up your second place driver, and that would be the 25 of Kevin Freeze, your defending series champion. Kevin, I want to ask you about how your race went, but I've got a more burning question. What happened on pit road there coming down? Looks like you just got loose all on your own.
No, Gary, he hasn't raced here much, so he came into the pits a little hot. I'm always cautious because of the lockup here. So we made that contact, but luckily we were able to put down some great lap times, have good pit stops through that middle segment to be right there at the end.
Wow, I know you guys, Kevin, I know you work really well with Gabe Butler. Did you guys ever think you would make up at least 15 seconds on that group?
No. I told him after we were initially going to try and take different side tires on every pit stop just to see how the car felt, more for the season that's coming up. And we had to completely abort that and just go no tires all the way. Because we were just trying to see if we could. Like, we knew you've had crazier things happen here.
Oh yeah.
But especially when you're three cars, you're in a bit of a tight spot. You have to try to run the lap times, but you can't run full speed because you need that fourth or fifth car to help you. So we didn't think we were catching them. And then we started looking at lap times and we're like, it's possible.
Possible indeed it was, but you bring it up a little bit that you had to kind of change what you were practicing, and we've got a season coming up and you've got a championship to defend, and with what y'all did here tonight, did that maybe show y'all something you can try in the season where maybe you wouldn't go with no tires at all, but now maybe that's a strategy you can pull here? Like, kind of give us your thoughts on that. Not giving us all your secrets, obviously, but just give us your thoughts on maybe if that really worked for y'all, or if y'all are going to have to go back to the drawing board at these other tracks even for some of your strategies.
I think we're still going to try to maintain getting tires on some side tires. We'll figure out what side that is moving forward, but the car just felt a little more twitchy, and it does not get off pit road very well with the no tires because of the tire heat. You're just sliding all around. So while it's nice to know if we're in a tight spot, maybe we can make up a little time doing it, but it is definitely not preferred for us.
All right. Well, with that being the case, I want to give you the floor for any thanks and shout-outs that you might have for this second place finish here tonight. Kevin, go ahead and take it away here.
Yeah, thank you for you and Matt coming back doing the broadcast for us. It's nice to have you guys back around with us. I wish you were on track with us, but hey, I'll take you in the booth. Thank you to the guys who ran in our room tonight. We had Eric, Donald, Gary, and of course Gabe with me. And thank you to the drivers for keeping this one pretty much clean and green. We had that one caution, but it really became a lot of fun having to do the green flag pit stops. And thank you to Jack for sponsoring the race.
Absolutely thankful for that, and just thankful for all these guys coming out and spending some time here before the holidays. And glad to see some of these different tracks out here, man. This is the first time I've broadcast iRacing Superspeedway, and let me tell you, it did not disappoint. So, Kevin Freeze, congratulations. Go celebrate with your team, my friend.
Thank you. Yeah, this is one of the best Superspeedway tracks, in my opinion.
Oh, hands down. Hands down. Kevin.
It's not just your cookie cutter ride it wide open.
No,
You gotta do a lot of thinking. Pit road is sketchy as can be, and it's fun.
All right, man. We'll talk.
All right, enjoy the night.
Yes, sir.
All right, that is your second place finisher, Kevin Freeze, your defending champion, kind of picking up where he left off. But now, talking about defending champions, here's one that has absolutely dominated the scene here when it comes to super speedway competition, and that is the race winner, Gabe Butler. Gabe, you know the only reason you won out there tonight is because I wasn't out there to defend, right, my friend?
Well, I mean, that's it in a nutshell. I mean, I just didn't know who was going to win, but I knew if Maxwell Caldwell was in here, we might as well just park it and let him have it.
Oh, boom!
All right.
Fire!
You know I had to, Gabe. You know I had to. But, hey, go ahead and tell us how your race went tonight. And your strategy kind of got shaken up there on the first green flag pit stop. How did y'all make those 15 seconds back up?
Well, I mean, when you have the likes of a Kevin Freeze behind you pushing you around the track, and then, and the guys we had in our room, you can't go too far wrong. I honestly didn't think we were going to make up that time, but we did. We just kept an eye on the lap times, and I said, we're beating them every lap here. And we just keep in it, and somehow we were able to catch them, which was, unbelievable. It really was.
I really think that this strategy call sometime on the pit road and catching that lap traffic had a really big factor in that. And so I was watching some of the pit stops. You look just a little bit disorganized more than usual. Has it got to do with the crazy pit road entry here?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you kind of almost have to race this track every week to get used to it, because every time you come here, you really got to practice a lot during the practice hour and practice your pits at speed, not by yourself, but try and get with a group and peel off and try and figure out where you're going to brake. You definitely don't want to brake as you're doing the transition, because that'll just shoot you everywhere. And of course, we had a mishap on I think it was our first green flag pit stop. Gary, who runs with us, he really doesn't run that track. He's not used to it, but he'll get used to it. And we kind of screwed it up, but we were able to recover and catch the leaders and pull out a win.
Yeah, he was a big factor in that 3-car draft as you guys were hauling the mail. I was watching about 7/10 to about 8/10 of a lap faster with coming against that lead pack there. But it's a great run for you, our series champ. Oh man, what a run! I'm just so ready for the season there, Max.
Absolutely. And before we let him go, I want to ask one last question. Gabe, did you notice maybe tonight, we kind of saw it in the broadcast booth a little bit, if you got lapped trucks to either catch onto the tail end of your line or get in front of you, it seemed to really affect whether you made time up or didn't. Is this one of those tracks where the fewer cars is better, or was it just maybe the people that were leading the lines or tagging on were just maybe taking some of the energy away from it? Did you notice any of that tonight?
Well, I mean, if you'll get a run off lap cars, but once you start getting side by side, that's when we started slowing down, because when we were running just three, like if it's 2 trucks, you're just going to have a hard time making up time. When it's 3, the third truck makes a massive difference here. And then if you have any more than that and you stay single file, you'd be in good shape. But we got side by side there at one point that it took like 3 miles an hour off our speed. And once they got back in line, then we start tracking them down again. So, the 3 trucks in line here works a treat.
Absolutely. Well, hey, congrats on the race win. Don't worry, this season I'm in the broadcast booth, so you won't have to worry about me here at iRacing Superspeedway. I'll just take your money from you there in the off season. No, I'm just aggravating. But great run there, Gabe. Man, I just had to call you out a little bit. It's just fun and games here right before the holidays, right? So
It's all good.
Want to give you the floor though for any thanks and shout outs you have for this win here tonight, and the floor is yours, man.
A big shout out to you guys for doing the broadcast. It's fantastic as usual. Of course, Area 51 for having the league in the first place, and of course my teammates tonight, man. We had a bit of a blast, with Donald, Eric, Kevin, and Gary in there, and I think we had Richard in there too. So I mean, it was the race was a blast, and I mean, one caution at iRacing Superspeedway. That's a huge shout out to all the drivers in here too. So awesome job.
Must be the beautiful Christmas paint scheme there to you, Gabe.
It's something. It ain't the driving. I know that.
Well, I like to personally, for me, I like to wish you and all your family a very Merry Christmas.
Oh yeah, the same to you guys too, and Happy New Year when we get to it. Looking forward to next season.
All right, there is your race winner here tonight, Gabe Butler. And now, before we wrap it up, we have the man, the myth, the legend, Guile Brooks. Hey, you made it through iRacing Superspeedway, Guile. It was an interesting one tonight. Kind of give us your thoughts there from the driver's seat and kind of what you saw there tonight.
It was fun. I'll say obviously a little less crowded tonight than it been in previous races, but then like we said, it was the Area 51 we're used to. The one yellow, maybe the one yellow that could have been, but didn't happen. But just really good racing. I kind of changed my strategy up. I was trying to work with some buddies of mine that I haven't got to race with in forever, and one of them didn't have the fuel mileage, so we pitted early, and it kind of threw us all off sequence. But I was just there to have fun, and that's exactly what I did. I just had a lot of fun, but. Yep. I got to give a big shout to that second pack with Gabe and Kevin, all those guys, because they were really far back. I remember the last time I checked, it was like 7+ seconds behind that lead pack, and they got that down. They got to the front to have a chance to win that race, and that just shows how stout that team is, and that's the scary part is when you get them hooked up like that, they're tough to beat, and I think that's kind of the preseason, like, hey, don't forget about us. We're gonna be coming strong here in 2023.
Absolutely. Well, it was definitely a fun-filled night tonight. I think Matt Wagner said you got most atrocious on paint jobs there for the Christmas competition, Gael. So you got at least one victory here tonight.
Yeah, that was goal number one, was try to have the worst paint scheme. There was some actual nice Christmas paint schemes, and I was like, no, that's not what I'm going for. I'm going full ugly sweater, and yeah, mission accomplished there. I'm pretty proud of my work there. So. I'm looking forward to it. So obviously we've had a few weeks off, so I really want to thank you, Maxwell, for hopping on. Matt also hopping on super short notice as well. You guys are awesome. I'm looking forward to sharing the booth with you plenty here in 2023. And yeah, I'd say we've got Christmas, New Year's, and we're back in action again that second week of January. So I can't wait. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. So taking a break here a little bit, special edition of Green White Checker TV here tonight. Thanks to some sponsors there in the Thursday Night Truck Series for wanting to put this on and get you fans something to look forward to. And boys, as we talk about final thoughts before we sign off, I think this was just a mere taste of what we're going to see this season.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to see it in all 3 series. It's going to be very competitive. We just kind of hope everybody beats Gabe, wink, wink, and Kevin Freeze, wink, wink. But those guys are going to be really tough to beat. But we got some competition that can probably dethrone those guys.
Absolutely. So, Gael, any last thoughts?
No, yeah, just like Matt was saying, there's going to be some tough competition. I think we're going to have some stout guys back. I think we're going to see the return of the Dale Cup boys. I think they're coming back as well. That's going to be fun to see the Dale Cup versus Boot Knockers. That's going to be a tough trio there. So yeah, and then again, I mean, we've seen how good TW's been. They were right there that whole race tonight. So there's a lot of really good teams and drivers. I know there's a few fresh faces that are kind of making their way into. So I think we're going to see a couple of those ones that we didn't see coming just because they're new to league, and they're going to show that they got something to talk about too. So, and then yeah, say if things roll around, I'll see if I can join the party. Try to keep going. Maybe I can keep that rotation going like I had been doing with the previous season. But yeah, no, like I said, the main thing for me is just happy to be back. Happy to be back on the broadcast with you guys and having fun and everybody watching. Just want to wish you all a very happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And yeah, like I said, second week of January, be ready. So Area 51 iRacing.com website in progress. Going to get that cleaned up for 2023. And of course, you can find us on the iRacing members page and of course our Discord as well. So yeah, I'll let you take it away from here, Maxwell. But thank you again for everything you're doing here.
Absolutely, and you beat me to it. If you guys want to join Area 51, want to be a part of the amazing action you saw here tonight, like we said, the website is in progress, getting kind of changed up a little bit, but definitely hit up Guile Brooks. He can help get you set up here. Matt Wagner can as well. But for myself and Matt Wagner, we are signing off for the evening. Hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. We wish you a very Merry Christmas with your friends and family and a Happy New Year. And with a new year is going to come great racing here at Area 51. So have a great night, and we'll see you next time.
Merry Christmas, everybody.